want to know your process when you're on the court. Walk us through your personal shooting checklist.
So obviously there's numerous ways how you can shoot the ball. This is just my personal checklist, what worked for me. But, people do a lot of things differently. So I first started with fingers spread on the catch. So as soon as I caught the ball, I wanted my fingers spread wide. I wanted to have light pressure on the ball. I didn't want to fiddle around on the ball. I wanted to have a good grip on it. The second thing I looked for was load the wrist. So I cocked the wrist back. That way even when I was in triple threat, I could go right up into my shot. My wrist was already loaded. The next thing on catch was, of course, find the target. The eyes would move up immediately to the basket, and I would look at the front of the rim. So when I followed through, I would just push it over the front of the rim. Next thing important to me was come over and have a wide stance. It's important, especially when you come off the dribble or if you shoot a jump shot off the move, if you get a down pick. If your feet are too close together, you lean left and right. So especially off the move, I would try to get a good base, at least shoulder width for your balance in the air. The next thing to me was the elbow. The elbow was pointing towards the target. I almost had it tucked in on my right side, and all I had to do was come straight up with my loaded wrist, and the elbow would point towards the basket. The next thing then, I would jump and I would breathe in. If you hold your breath, you get a little tight in the air. If you breathe out, your chest collapses a bit. I wanted to breathe in, have my chest expand, and be still in the air and follow through. Next thing I was focusing on was the elbow needs to extend. Are you guys really taking notes?
Yeah. Keep going, dude. Keep going.
You got one of the notes?
Keep going.
The next thing I focused on was the elbow extends first before the wrist comes. If you do it both at the same time, the elbow extends and you follow through, the ball will go flatter towards the rim. I wanted to have a high arc, which gives the ball a better chance to go in the rim. So first comes the elbow, it extends. Then at the end, you follow through with the wrist. So that's what I focused on. I didn't want to do both at the same time. The next thing was the follow through. I talked a little about that in Vegas. I wanted these two fingers to be the last two fingers to be on the ball.
Train track?
We call them. You paid attention in Vegas.
Man, I got my notes from Vegas.
We called it the train tracks. When I missed, which hopefully I didn't miss much, but I didn't want to miss a bunch of left and right. I wanted to miss short and long. So these were the last two fingers that push the ball at the end and follow through. And then just a couple things at the end. You hold, you follow through. You don't draw it back. That's an abrupt movement. You finish, you follow through. You watch the ball hopefully go in. Transition defense should be on the other four guys. You're not responsible for picking up the ball or doing anything once you shoot the ball. And the last thing a lot of people always ask, what do you do with your eyes? It doesn't really matter if you follow the flight of the ball or if Steph Curry turns around. Once the ball is out of your hand, it doesn't matter. You just don't want to look up too soon when the ball is still in your hand. So once the ball is released, you can follow the flight of the ball. You can keep your eye on the rim. You can turn around and run back like Steph does. So these are some of the things, simple things that I worked on and I looked for when I shot. And hopefully it works for you guys too. So thanks for paying attention. This is all from the professor.